Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney says a bill on bail reform and getting tougher on crime is coming next week. He used a stop in Etobicoke to make the promise. It comes after repeated calls from Premier Doug Ford and federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre to get tougher on crime and criminals, and in particular to make bail harder to get. To that end, the PM says one of his major proposals will make the onus of being granted bail fall on the accused and not the Crown.
Right now, in most bail hearings, the starting point is to release. And the Crown must prove why someone should not be released on bail, making it too easy for repeated violent offenders to quickly get back on the street, sometimes back into the same communities that they just committed crimes in. Our new law will flip that script by creating new reverse-onus bail provisions for violent and organized crime-related offenses. We're making bail stricter to keep you safer.
Well, for reaction to this announcement, we are joined by Clayton Campbell. He is the president of the Toronto Police Association. We appreciate your time as always, Clayton. You've been very outspoken for many years, speaking with us about the calls for bail reform. I want to get your reaction to today's announcement. Is this a step in the right direction?
Yeah, first of all, thanks so much for having me. And yeah, we've lobbied for so many years, and we're glad to see that finally some of the things we've asked for are coming forward. It's certainly not dealing with everything we want. There's some other things we're going to continue to lobby for, but some of the things we're seeing around more reverse onus, consecutive sentences, and less use of conditional sentencing are things that we've asked for. We're going to monitor what happens next week to see what the details are. Obviously, the devils are always in the details, so we'll see what that is, but we're happy to see there's a step in the right direction.
You know, you just touched upon, I believe, 2 or 3 of some of the new changes that are coming. Is there anything that was announced today that was not in some of your wish lists that you're maybe hoping to hear in the days to come?
You know, we'll be straightforward with you. We've had great relationships with the Attorney General and the Public Safety Minister since Mark Carney was elected. In the past, and we'll call it under the Trudeau Liberals, we did not have the ability to consult with these ministers. They're a phone call away from me. I can pick up the phone right now and call Sean Fraser. So we're glad to see these changes. These were things that we specifically asked for. There's still some outstanding things around the Youth Criminal Justice Act, around parole, around sureties that we want to see implemented, but at least it's a step in the right direction to keep the members I so proudly represent safe and the communities that we serve safe as well.
We've been talking about these issues around bail reform for years, and a lot of this, respectfully, has come from conversations around Bill C-75, which was a catch and release system that ultimately ended up with a lot of violent criminals getting arrested and being let out literally the same day. Talk a little bit about how those conversations are happening right now in terms of, you saying you're having positive conversations with Sean Fraser. What else are you asking for to kind of make sure that, your demands and requests are being heard?
We look at it, at least we were listened to, at least there were some of the things we asked for implemented. So we give credit where credit is deserved. We were very critical over the last number of years around the federal Liberals that they continually, and you gave a great example, Bill C-75 was not helpful for public safety and not helpful for the members that I represent, but at least this is a step in the right direction. We need to see changes to the Parole Act. It is a continual re-victimization for the family members of cop killers. It's horrible. We see cop killers up every year for parole, and the victims are out there of these family members are out there trying to keep these really violent individuals in custody. So we need to see changes around that. We were happy to see that there was some money going to the border and to the RCMP. We would have preferred to see some of that money come to the City of Toronto to help with some of our funding around public safety. But again, there's still lots of work to do. But for the first time in a long time, we've seen a step in the right direction that will hopefully assist in keeping the community safe here in the City of Toronto.
Before I let you go, Clayton, what role does the province have when it comes to housing many of these criminals? We know that our prisons many of them are at capacity, and the reality is a lot of the reason why these people keep on getting let out on bail is we just don't have anywhere to put them. So what's the role that the province has to play, and is the funding there to maybe even create more of these spaces to house these criminals, violent criminals?
Yeah, I mean, every level of government has a huge role to play. And the first thing we said, and I was at the House of Commons testifying at committee about 2 weeks ago, and we said there needs to be leadership from the federal government. So they've started with that by changing the criminal code. Well, they're going to put it forward, so we'll see what happens. The province has a role to play as well. We are blessed to have Premier Doug Ford, who is the most supportive of public safety and the members that I represent in the history of that office, and the municipality as well. We're very glad to see, after a number of years of defunding the police here in the city, that the government has stepped up here in the city of Toronto, led by the Police Services Board, Chair Shelley Carroll, that we've actually started to see reinvesting in the city of Toronto with a multi-year hiring plan and actually trying to put the safety of the citizens first. So it's all levels of government, but I think it's important when it comes to criminal offenses in the criminal code that the federal government takes the lead.
Clayton Campbell, president of the TPA, we always appreciate your time and perspective. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day.